Gear honing is the main progression mechanic in Lost Ark, so it's essential to understand its mechanics. It might seem daunting if you haven't quite done it yet, but it's actually quite simple. This guide will explain the basics of honing and give you some extra details so you know what to expect once you start diving into it. I'll also showcase live honing so you can get a better sense of what to expect. Hello everybody, my name is Crypt13, welcome to the channel. Let's go ahead and get started with gear honing. Gear honing to increase the eye level of your gear is the main progression mechanic of Lost Ark. Without sufficient enough eye level, you'll be locked out of content, so getting your eye level up is your main goal. Doing this as fast as possible will unlock many more features, notably the ability to level up any alternate characters faster and more efficiently, and thus helping your entire roster get stronger with more materials and efficiency with getting more important collectibles. Let's go ahead and start with the basics. Visit the gear honing NPC located in all of the major cities. What you'll first want to do is fill your gear EXP for each piece of equipment using shards and paying silver. The type of shard will change as you progress through the tiers. Tier 1 will use harmony shards, Tier 2 life shards, and Tier 3 honor shards. Then you'll be able to upgrade once the progress of the giant thing in the middle reaches 100%. Actually upgrading your equipment will cost more shards, either destruction or guardian stones, and gold. Destruction stones for weapons and guardian for armor. These stones also have a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 system, with the fragments being tier 1, the stones being tier 2, and the crystals being tier 3. The material cost is going to go up as you increase the level of your equipment. Up to plus 11, it will not cost any gold to hone your gear, but every level past 11 will cost gold. When you hit the gear honing button, you are not guaranteed to upgrade the piece of equipment. Up to plus 6, you'll have a 100% success rate, but every level afterwards will have a lower chance to succeed. This means that for tier 1 and tier 2 content, it is highly recommended only to go to plus 15 because that is going to get you to the eye level that you need in order to unlock the next tier. And so with our goal being plus 15, the chances that our gear honing succeeding becomes 90% at plus 7 and plus 8, 80% at plus 9 and plus 10, 70% at plus 11 and plus 12, 60% at plus 13, 50% at plus 14, 40% at plus 15, and it just gets worse and worse as you try to increase the level of your gear. This becomes a huge material sink, so this is why you only want to go to plus 15. If you succeed in honing your gear, congratulations, your piece of equipment will go up a single level. However, if you fail in honing your gear, due to just pure RNG, you will lose all of the materials that went into that upgrade. Every time you fail, your next honing attempt will have slightly increased odds of succeeding. There is also a secondary system to actually guarantee a successful 100% upgrade after several failed attempts. The Artisan's energy system. Artisan's energy is irrelevant until it actually hits 100%. No matter the percentage of this energy, it will have no effect on your success rate. You can also use additional materials like Star's Breath to increase your chances of success, but you will still have a chance to fail. Using these items will grant you more Artisan energy if you were to still fail in that attempt. All of this in order to get closer to that actual 100% Artisan energy to guarantee a successful upgrade. You're going to repeat this process to get your gear up to plus 15 once you reach tier 2 and tier 3 content. In tier 2 and tier 3 though, it will require an extra new material called fusion material. This material can only be crafted in your stronghold once you reach eye level 802. You'll have the choice between 3 different recipes. So choose the recipe that uses the materials whose trade skills you have leveled up the highest. Gear transfer is a system so that you don't have to re-hone any new gear you want to use. For example, in tier 1, you're going to get a blue set of equipment, and then once you tackle your first abyssal dungeon, you'll get purple equipment. So you don't need to be afraid of honing your blue gear because you can transfer all of your honing progress over to the purple gear. If you come across better quality equipment, you can also use the gear transfer system to transfer all of your honing progress over to those new pieces of equipment. As you spend the materials needed for tier 1 and tier 2, try to use and obtain bound materials before you use tradable materials. A better use for your tradable materials is to send those to your alt characters or sell them on the auction house for more gold. I'm going to break down how many materials you need in order to get tier 1 armor and weapon up to plus 15. This should give you a better idea on what to expect and how many materials you're actually going to need. So since there's so much RNG when it comes to honing your gear, there is a best case scenario, an average case scenario, and a worst case scenario. The average case scenario, if you have no additional materials to increase your honing chances, it's going to take you about 313,500 silver, 177 gold, 205,292 harmony shards, 29,110 guardian stone fragments, and 603 leap stones. If you manage to get a good amount of additional materials, you can cut that down to about 113 gold, 193,303 harmony shards, 22,716 guardian stone fragments, and 474 leap stones. The worst case scenario, if you have no additional materials, can cost you upwards of 500 gold, 285,600 harmony shards, 77,025 guardian stone fragments, and 1,585 harmony leap stones. So it hurts you pretty bad if you get unlucky. And then when it comes to weapons, if you've got some additional materials, this one's going to cost you about 103,000 silver, 46 gold, 63,535 harmony shards, 7,422 destruction stone fragments, and 141 harmony leap stones. So hopefully that gives you a pretty rough idea on how many materials it's going to take in order to get to plus 15. All right, so let's take you through the honing process. I've already got a couple of things leveled up here up to plus 12, and this is where things really start to fall in the hands of RNG. So showing you at this point will give you a better expectation of what's to come. So you can see currently, to get this to level 12 to level 13, it's only going to have a 60% honing success rate. We've got some Artisan's energy, and if I add some of my Star's Breath that I already have here, you'll notice that it goes up to 78% success rate, and then my Artisan energy is also slightly increasing. Remember that this means absolutely nothing until you actually hit 100%. I'm gonna go ahead and take my chances with 60% though. Let's see what happens. I really hope this works. Wow, okay. I'm getting pretty lucky because I've been pretty unlucky lately. And we're just gonna go ahead and do it for everything and see what happens. And there you go. You can see something failing. Honing success rate goes up by 6%. I believe that each time you fail, it goes up by 10%. That's what it seems like so far. And so, yes, now you see that the honing success rate is a little bit more. Our Artisan's energy is now 27.9. If I decide to use some Star's Breath, this will get a little bit better. But I'm gonna try the next one. We'll come back to that one. Okay, nice. What is this? 3 for 4, 3 for 4. Let's just keep going. Nice. We're 4 for 5. That's really, really good. I'm happy about that because I've been pretty unlucky so far. Wow. I really hope this luck keeps up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try this one again. Before I do that though, let's do a quick explanation of the UI because I think that'll be pretty useful for people that are doing this for the first time. So you can see here the history of your levels. This one's pretty simple. You definitely only want to hit plus 15 because this is all you need in order to hit the next eye level requirement for tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And then this is how many guardian stones and leap stones it's going to take in order to do your honing. This number right here is just how much extra harmony shards it will cost to actually do the gear honing, which is separate from actually upgrading. So if we go to the upgrade, you'll notice that this takes 4,800 harmony shards in order to upgrade it. So I'll go ahead and just do this one now. And once it's 100%, then this button becomes unlocked. Otherwise, it is locked. It's also going to take a little bit gold once you get into the higher levels. So let's see if I can win with 66%. Wow, 2 failures in a row. And so you can clearly see if you fail a lot of times, it's going to eat so many materials. It seems we went from 66 to 72 as well, so about another 10% increase from the base 60% that we started at. Let's go ahead and see if we can win with 72%. Oh, finally. Very nice. And so going up just one level, once you're pretty high up, it's going to take a whole lot of harmony shards. So remember that section that I talked about earlier in the video will give you a pretty rough idea on how many harmony shards you're going to need, depending on how lucky you are. Now let me go ahead and demonstrate the gear transfer system. I got two weapons here. One is of slightly higher quality, 86 versus 73. So I'll just go ahead and transfer all of my honing progress over to the higher quality one. So it's really simple. All we gotta do here is click it. See, first I'm selected on the one that I want to gear transfer to, so the one that's in my bag. And then I select it over here, and yeah, you literally just hit a button. It's gonna cost you some silver, but that's literally it. You will lose your old weapon, but it doesn't really matter. And there we go. It's that simple. And by unlucky, I mean that I have failed honing 15 times up to now, which on average is pretty bad. I'll show you guys my achievements because under the achievements tab, you can actually see how many times you failed honing. Here we go. I finally found it. It's under character items. And then you can see strategic failure. How many times have you failed? So I just got 2 more failures today, right now. So now we're at 17. So 17 total failures, and my eye level is only 560. So right now, my success chances have all been above 60%, and already 17 failures. That's really not that good. So you can see just how much randomness is gonna play a role here. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helped you out. If it did, definitely drop a like, leave a comment down below, consider subscribing to my channel. I also have a Twitch and a Discord. Links are down below if you'd like to check those out. And until next time, I will see you guys later.